obviously being a wrestler, the aesthetics of the body, and you have to keep yourself fit, and it's a lot of stamina, a lot of bodybuilding. How are you managing that in lockdown? Because obviously gyms being closed at the moment. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for health tips. How are you managing to stay match fit during lockdown?
So just before things really kicked into gear with lockdown, I managed to just get a little bit of equipment, nothing special, but a few bits online. So I've been, and luckily where I'm based, and the UK seems to have been, for the most part, the weather's been good. So I've been able to turn my garden into a bit of a gym area. I've also I've picked up I've really gotten into jogging and running over this period, which has been a really good thing. Just getting out and doing that. I've also, I'm sure you may have heard of it, or some of the people listening. I've just started getting into a thing called insanity workouts, which are it feels like my body is raining by the end of it. It's I don't think I've never think I've ever lost so much sweat in my life, but they're really challenging, and also just trying to keep it fresh and trying to get inventive with the workouts. It's before the days of having all the equipment in gyms, people started off. If you look at like the Gotch style of working out as well, where it's a lot of body weight and stuff, I've actually enjoyed the challenge of trying to get creative and inventive with it, and I've really obviously I'm not in the ring, and there's nothing that replicates being in ring shape in terms of ring cardio. But I really have during this time. I said to my partner earlier, I said, maybe I wouldn't. Not that I'm happy that there's been a lockdown, but if there hadn't been a lockdown, maybe I wouldn't have gotten into running as much or doing these insanity things and all these. So, I'm just trying to keep it creative and trying to. I've actually really enjoyed the challenge of it. So I'm pushing myself a lot, and like today I've done a run, I've done an insanity, and I've worked my shoulders, and I've also done a bit of yoga today. So
Wow.
I'm spending a lot of time trying to hopefully. So when I do get back in the ring at some point, when it's safe to do so, hopefully I won't be showing signs of ring rust, as they call it.
How are you finding the yoga? Because recently we got to interview a chap called Nico Lavaz, who's a Team GB boxer. He's a 2-time gold medalist for Britain already, and he swears by yoga. How are you finding it? Because obviously there is a parallel between boxing and professional wrestling. How are you finding that it's helping you?
Well, I really, a year or so ago, really started to realize I need to pay more attention to probably over a year ago, but really get, work on my stretching and my flexibility. It's something I've always actually struggled with a little bit, just because of my genetics. My dad and my brothers struggle a bit with the flexibility. But I've been using I stretch before my workouts and after my workouts, obviously, but I've been doing a bit of the DDP YRG yoga.
Nice.
And just implementing that. I've had experience with it before, and I've also used to do a bit of hot yoga as well. I do enjoy it because it's something it's not something that comes naturally to me. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy the challenge of it. And I do, when you see little, I think with me anyway, I see little results. It's not massive changes, but it's something you've got to stick with. And I always feel any kind of workout, like these insanity workouts, halfway through you want to scream at the guy on the screen, but once it's done, you naturally feel better for accomplishing something. It's like whenever I go and I still work on my in-ring cardio and work on, we call them wrestling drills. No one wants to be hitting ropes all day, but when you do it and you feel like you've accomplished something, and it's to me it's imperative. It's a part of the work you need to do to stay fit. And yeah, I in terms of the yoga, it's let's see where I want to see where I can get to with it. So I really want to stick with it and really improve that. Like the older I get, the fitter I want to get as well. I want to keep each year. I want to prove that I can be even in better shape. So those are my goals.
I think yoga's the way forward because obviously, we do a lot of work with the Manchester United legends, but Ryan Giggs, again, swears by the fact he was playing Premier League football at 40 years old due to starting yoga in his early 30s. It just kept him fit and healthy, and the injuries that he did pick up didn't last as long. So maybe, that's a good advert for yoga. Maybe we don't get much better than Giggs.
Well, I think like athletes seem to be enjoying their careers and still being involved in very heavy, in big competition in later ages. I mean, I don't follow football as much as I used to, but if I'm not, if you got to about 35, your kind of playing days were really starting to come down. You might drop a few divisions, but now you mentioned Ryan Giggs at 40 years old. I truly think, I mean, obviously Father Time will get to some people, but I think age is enough. I think it's all about how you look after yourself. I mean, my dad, bless him, he's 67 this year. But he won't, he probably isn't watching this, so he won't mind me won't mind me saying that. But I mean, he's always kept himself in good shape and is fit and healthy. Knock on wood, and he's always, he can push himself, and I respect that about him. And I know people who are 20 years younger than him or 30 years younger than him who aren't as in good shape. So I think it's all about your mindset and the way you push yourself.
Well, that goes again back to Johnny Saint. Like you said, he can still do it at his age, and he's got to be in his 60s as well, hasn't he? Surely.
Well, when you're get training or stretching before you do a workout at the PC, and you see Johnny Saint, doing his squats and his bits and his pieces, that says that gives you no excuse. So yeah, he's definitely one to look up to in terms of his physical fitness.